Warning: the following program contains vivid descriptions of extreme violence, frequent strong language, sexual references, and period-typical racism and misogyny. Viewer discretion advised. What you are about to hear is an account of one of the most bizarre crimes in the annals of American history. Paul, Luca, and Carter were attacked by a particularly determined agent of Moon's at a gas station halfway between El Paso and the town with no name. Paul snapped the man's neck before Carter could shoot him and attract attention from the attendant inside the station. But leaving the body was not an option if they wanted to guarantee escaping consequences for the crime. There was always a chance the attendant had noted their car and license plate, and that the state troopers would find them even in their desert wasteland. So, they put the body in the trunk. Upon their return, Paul and Luca insisted they would deal with the situation, and Carter, still distracted by thoughts of the mysterious Emma Diamond, was convinced to retire for the night. Unfortunately, Paul, Luca, and Wong were unable to get the body into the meat freezer before Donnie stumbled in on them. Luca and Wong took the shocked young man aside, neglecting to make up a story, and simply insisting that everything was going to be all right, and he needed to keep his mouth shut until they could explain. Paul called them into the kitchen sometime later. "I made meatloaf. On a completely unrelated note, our corpse problem is solved." Clueless Donnie's brow perked. "Really? How?" "I hit him." "Where?" "Close by." Donnie considered this a moment. Nothing came to him. "I give up. Where is he?" Paul's eyes actually twinkled. "This kitchen." Donnie studied the decidedly small kitchen, a place he knew as well as his childhood bedroom after weeks of cooking and cleaning. "You're warm," Paul said, and Luca grinned. Donnie spun about. "You're getting colder." Annoyed, Donnie opened cabinets and drawers at random. He hardly knew why. It was not as if a body could fit in any of the kitchen's storage spaces. Finally, almost as a joke, he opened the stove door. "You're burning up." Donnie paused. He looked deep into the stove. "There's just a meatloaf in there." "Exactly." The young man hesitated. To Wong, Luca whispered, "Look at him trying to put it together." Wong whispered back, "Such a sweet kid." Donnie shut the stove, stood up, then bent and took a second look. His naturally wide eyes enlarged beyond expectation. "No," he said to Paul. "Yes," Paul said simply. "No." "Yes." "No!" Paul waited, then said with finality, "Yes." "Fuck!" Donnie cried. He jumped away from the stove as if it were a cockroach. Paul looked to Luca and Wong, ensuring he could be confident in the latter's take on the situation. Wong had as wicked a streak as any of them. He said, "Gnarly." Donnie laughed incredulously. Then Carter entered. He saw Paul sitting, which the giant almost never did. Luca and Wong faced Paul, the three of them boxing Donnie in. The boy's face was pale. Carter had drawn his guns for less suspicious sights than this. One pistol went to Paul, the other to Luca. Predictably, Donnie ducked, and Wong stepped out of the line of fire. "Anybody want to tell me exactly what the fuck's going on in here?" "Company meeting." "Good. I'm part of the company now. Catch me up. What'd I miss?" Carter caught Donnie's gaze. "You okay, kid?" Donnie could see Carter had been kept in the dark. Any killings he had witnessed would have been excused somehow. "He's fine," Luca said. "I'm talking to him." Donnie gulped. He thought of what he said to Spear only a few days ago. Paul was incapable of murder, and even if he was, would have no reason to act. He was eating his words now. Eating. He nearly retched at the thought of eating. How to tell Carter about the meatloaf in the oven without Paul wringing his neck? While Donnie was thinking, the conversation moved along without him. You need to stand down and go outside, Paul said to Carter. We'll discuss this later. No, I don't think I will. You're going to have to. I happen to be hosting a federal agent to dinner. We can't exactly be at each other's throats when he walks in. Carter's guns finally lowered, if only slightly. You're bullshitting. I am not. The odds there were 2 federal agents in town Carter believed to be small, unaware, of course, that there was exactly 2. As far as he was concerned, there could be no other agent in town but Spear, and that meant he did indeed have to go outside to avoid being seen and recognized before he was prepared.